Following the conclusion of the 2018-19 season, Alabama saw 7 early NFL draft entries that included Quinnen Williams, Jonah Williams, Deionte Thompson, Josh Jacobs, Irv Smith Jr., Mack Wilson and Saivion Smith. It's a record for the Crimson Tide that surpassed the total of 5 early entries in both 2014 and 2018. Players opting to leave early for the NFL draft is not uncommon at Alabama throughout Nick Saban's tenure. Consistently signing the top-ranked recruiting classes tends to result in more players having the opportunity to go pro early. Looking towards next spring, Alabama may be in a similar boat in terms of rising redshirt sophomores and juniors opting to declare early. Here, Bama Online looks at 10 and change potential early NFL draft picks for the Tide after this upcoming season, based on both prior production and future potential. Not a VIP member of Bama Online? Sign up today and get a free 7-day trial. The Pensacola product started every game at right guard for the Crimson Tide this past season, helping the Tide's high-octane offense hum. Many will remember Alex Leatherwood's gritty performances as a true freshman entering the national championship game against Georgia for an injured Jonah Williams at left tackle. The former No. 1 offensive tackle in the nation could certainly see his name called early on in the 2020 NFL Draft. Like Leatherwood, Jedrick Wills started all 15 games at right tackle for the Crimson Tide this fall, helping UA to the number 3 scoring offense 45.6 ppg, and No. 6 total offense 522 YPG, in America. Wills played in 11 games as a true freshman, including making his start against Ole Miss early on in the season. The Kentucky native allowed just 1 sack throughout the entirety of 2018. The Georgia native registered 73 tackles including 6 tackles for a loss and 3 sacks at the strong safety spot. McKinney also picked off 2 passes, taking 1 back for a touchdown against Ole Miss. Contributing mostly on special teams as a freshman, McKinney started all 15 games as a sophomore in the Tide secondary. The former 4-star recruit will be one of the veteran leaders on defense in 2019. With Josh Jacobs and Damian Harris headed to the NFL this spring, Najee Harris is about to get his shot in the feature back role in the Tide's offense. And it could be a big year for the 6'2", 230-pound bruising ball carrier considering he rushed for 783 yards and 4 scores, averaging 6.7 yards a touch, splitting time this past season. The number 1 ranked running back in the class of 2017 could potentially have a Derrick Henry-esque junior season. Very few teams, if any, have had 3 wide receivers opt to enter the NFL draft early. Alabama could potentially be in that situation next spring. Smith, who hauled in the title game-winning pass 2 seasons ago against Georgia, caught 42 passes for 693 yards and 6 touchdowns in his sophomore season campaign. 26 of Smith's catches were first downs or touchdowns. The Montgomery, Alabama native has done nothing but impress in his time at the capstone. Last season, the sophomore caught 46 passes for 741 yards and 11 touchdowns. 34 of Ruggs' receptions were for first downs or touchdowns. The rising junior could certainly see his stock continue to rise and be an intriguing name for NFL teams next spring. Jerry Jeudy has followed the same career trajectory as fellow South Florida natives Amari Cooper and Calvin Ridley, so it shouldn't come as a surprise if he's the top draft-eligible wide receiver in 2020. The winner of the Biletnikoff Award in 2018, Jeudy amassed 1,315 yards and 14 touchdowns on 68 receptions last season. Butkus Award finalist, Dylan Moses recorded a team-high 86 tackles on the year, including 10 tackles for a loss and 3.5 sacks. The Bayou State native contributed as a freshman in 11 games and helped lead the Tide defense through all 15 games of his sophomore campaign. It's not hard to imagine Moses looking at the NFL draft following his junior season. There's no question rising junior signal caller Tua Tagovailoa will be one of the more sought-after quarterbacks in the 2020 NFL draft class should he opt to forego his final year of eligibility. Last season, Tagovailoa passed for 3,966 yards and 43 touchdowns, posting a nation's best 199.4 passer efficiency rating. The Walter Kemp Player of the Year and the Maxwell Award winner was a consensus All-American and the SEC Offensive Player of the Year. Tagovailoa broke several tied records along the way, rarely playing in the fourth quarter throughout the regular season. Alabama returns an arsenal of offensive playmakers, meaning you can expect much of the same from Tagovailoa next season. We saw Quinnen Williams' stock skyrocket as a redshirt sophomore in 2018. Who could be that guy come next fall? Phidarian Mathis, DL, the Louisiana native, will get his shot along the defensive line with both Williams and Isaiah Buggs gone. LaBryan Ray, DL, the former in-state five-star in the class of 2017, flashed at points in his freshman year campaign. Ray will have more opportunities to shine in 2019. Chris Allen, LB, Allen missed the entire 2018 season after suffering an ACL injury in August. He will be a welcome presence in the Tide's linebacking core.